Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have awesome news for The Mandalorian Season 4. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from StarWarsNewsNet.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below. The Mandalorian Season 4 is getting ramped up. Brendan Wayne confirms Katee Sackhoff hints at a potential return for the 4th season here as well. The ball is rolling for The Mandalorian Season 4. You guys are hearing that correctly. We've been suggesting for a few weeks now that once the SAG-AFTRA strike for the actors was settled and ended, one of the first projects to be affected would be The Mandalorian Season 4, in which it would be able to get the ball rolling. They would start their overall production and filming for this season, which was once supposed to shoot in October of this year, so about a month ago they were supposed to start. The labor dispute came to an end just last week, and now two of the main actors in the show have suggested a prompt return to the set. On Thursday, the day after the deal between the actors and the studios was announced and confirmed, Katee Sackhoff, who plays Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian, posted on social media a picture of herself wearing the Bo-Katan wig with her baby. In the caption, she basically confirmed that she'll be coming back to the role in the new season. Kind of a no duh, but also nice to hear directly from the horse's mouth. She says that in quote, "Throwback Thursday, since we can talk about work again. Thank you at SAG-AFTRA, and also miss my baby while traveling. I can't wait to be home, but also put this wig back on again." Ending that right there. Just simply pointing out the idea of that she's excited to return, to get that, that costume back on and get back involved with The Mandalorian Season 4 is going to be really spectacular. But a lot of people have raised questions and even concerns at that. Why on earth would, Bo-Katan be appearing in The Mandalorian Season 4? Isn't that kind of what Season 3 was for, is kind of concluding her story and finishing her up and kind of just letting her go do her own thing at that point? And if for another thing, if they really wanted to bring her character back for more, they should have given her own show at that point, all of by which I do kind of agree with to a point. I, for one, don't necessarily believe or really see on how they're going to be able to fit more Bo-Katan or more of those other characters into The Mandalorian Season 4, especially for what we got at the end of Season 3, acting as a quote-unquote soft reboot, as many have referred to it as. But then again, us Star Wars fans, we could be wrong, and maybe they weren't trying to go for that quote-unquote soft reboot at the end of The Mandalorian Season 3, and much rather just settling the score and giving us a good conclusion. Either way, I feel that there's so much more to just feel out and kind of fan out here, and for us to see a little bit more. There's our kind of first tease though, and hint that Bo-Katan will be making a return in The Mandalorian Season 4. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section down below, your theories on what you guys are thinking about that. But on another note, on Tuesday, Brendan Wayne, who's actually one of the doubles or stunt doubles for the actual Mandalorian, Din Djarin, he's actually in the suit like 99% of the time when they're filming, who plays the titular character in The Mandalorian, had taken and then posted a picture of the soccer team he coaches, with the caption, "Only one thing is more exciting to me than the strike being over, or Season 4 of Mando getting ramped up, and that is Season 2 of Coach Mando and Lady Lancers." Ending that right there, kind of just putting it plain and simple. He's getting ramped up for The Mandalorian Season 4 and giving us a little bit of an insight tease on what's going on with that, and that they are beginning, the process of getting there in actual production and filming for The Mandalorian Season 4. Quick side note on top of that, I think it's also very legendary that he coaches a soccer team for these kids. I think that's really great. I mean, just like imagine The Mandalorian being your soccer coach. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. Anyway, at this point, it's highly unlikely, though, that they will be doing before the end of the year, filming or production or anything into those regards of The Mandalorian Season 4. And as of to what I have heard quite a lot personally from different reports and articles, is saying that The Mandalorian Season 4 won't actually take to filming and production until 2024, the beginning of the new year, in January, maybe even February. And from there, would have an extensive shoot for about 6 months or so, leading us until about the end of summer. And from there, we wouldn't actually get the release of The Mandalorian Season 4 until the new year of 2025. So we're still, it feels a bit of a ways out for The Mandalorian Season 4, but that's just kind of looking at everything correspondingly and realistically at that. First, it's probably best for everyone to wait until after the holidays either way, whether you're working on The Mandalorian Season 4, a Star Wars project, or anything else in the industry, and to not just have to stop just for 2 weeks after starting once again. They probably have supporting roles to cast as well. They still have a little bit more work to do, which they weren't able to do during the summer like they originally would have intended to actually get the production began for that October of this year, shooting and production for The Mandalorian. And for those that are already in the the cast, they might need costume and camera tests as well. They don't want to rush it. You can't rush art. A February start date seems like a plausible guess, depending on the time that they need to cast it. After all below the line people, like the set or costume designers, the ones that are really working in the behind the scenes, would have been able to work these past few months actually. Perhaps even without Jon Favreau's supervision. But yes, in those terms, the overall pre-production process for The Mandalorian Season 4 is well underway, and is really been kind of going for the last couple of months at this point, because that is something that they were able to do even with the ongoing strikes for both their actors and writers. On one final note though, while we're on the Mandalorian topic, there have been a lot of headlines rolling around that the interest of these past few days about Pedro Pascal not actually returning for a fourth season of The Mandalorian. This is absolute misinformation. It is all taken from a story by Bespin Bolton of where it was argued that the actor would likely not go down to the soundstage a lot during production actually. He still has a lot to do on his own projects, like filming and shooting for the Gladiator 2 movie, and will be spending the first part of 2024 in Canada shooting the second season of The Last of Us for HBO. Into those regards of that, normally Pedro Pascal likes to visit the set of The Mandalorian, even though, as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, he normally isn't the one actually in the costume. I know, it's a weird thought to think that Pedro Pascal isn't actually the one in the Mandalorian costume. That's simply because they're able to get away with that. He's never actually, taking his helmet off all that much. Although that is something I'd like to see change once again after The Mandalorian Season 2. I think I'd like to see them change that up a little bit more. But given that, he probably just won't have the time to visit the set of The Mandalorian Season 4. Unfortunately, I can't remember if he did that for Season 3 actually, so let me know now in the comment section down below if you remember. Does this mean that Pascal won't be returning to The Mandalorian though? No, of course not. Pascal was barely, if ever, on set during the third season, since the production schedule coincided with The Last of Us on HBO. But obviously, he still voiced the character and does the voice work in the post-production, and that's pretty much going to be the case going forward. A lot of that depends on the story though, and whether or not they require him to be maskless or take off his helmet at any point for the fourth season. Much of like how in the previous three, the character would be spending most of the time underneath the helmet, but for that, they don't really need him during the production, since Latifah Crowder and Brendan Wayne do most of the heavy lifting and actually wearing the suits. Really, there's probably going to be no change with respect to the previous seasons, and that he will be continuing to voice the character in post-production as well. But remember, while there's no release window actually announced, confirmed, or officially for The Mandalorian Season 4, I'd expect it to release and roll around some point in 2025. As I had mentioned, filming in the new year, probably close to January or February 2024, filming for a solid 6 to 9 months, probably till the end of summer, post-production, and then maybe releasing at the beginning of the new year, 2025. Anyway guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking, your theories as well. What do you guys want to see with The Mandalorian Season 4, and just the overall Mandalorian character moving forward in the franchise of the Mandoverse? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions and theories in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.